You'd think with as much female empowerment as there is going around, Hollywood would try harder to not constantly make female characters that blow. Like, honestly, you don't even have to watch any adult films with how much they suck now. She was really fucking cool. She had a great show. Her show was awesome. Her games and movies are absolutely sick. Fan favorite, arguably the best character in her show. This one had a childhood favorite TV show of a lot of men, and so did this one, and don't forget about her. Or her. Listen, a majority of us fans are not actively trying to hate women. I know deep down in my bones and my left nut that I speak for all men when I say these were all really good shows. These female-led movies and shows provided to us something that their modern-day counterparts all too often don't, which would be the fact that they just had a good story. This video is sponsored by No One. No One is an online marketplace that... No, who am I kidding? This algorithm does not fuck with me. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Cam, and I just like to make videos of things that I'm already thinking about. If you like anything you hear in this video or any of the other videos on my channel, just leave a like. You ain't gotta subscribe. At least not yet, because I know that's something I gotta earn over time, so just check back in every couple days for a new video. But while you're here on this video, we have to talk about this thought exercise that I had, which was to think of women men and boys both enjoy watching. Hey, yo, stop that. Not in that way. I know what you're thinking. No, I mean any movie, TV show, or entertainment IP with a female lead that most men can agree on the fact that they actually liked. And so I did that, and I ended up finding out that I was sitting there for a long time. But not a long time in a bad way where you can't think of anything, but a long time in a good way where things just keep falling out of your brain. And for the sake of time, we're just gonna go through them real quick. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, My Teenage Robot Life, banger. The Legend of Korra, also good, great action. Totally Spies. Say what you want about those girls, but Clover, Sam, and Alex had chemistry. The Powerpuff Girls, great cartoon. People are still watching reruns to this day, and they will continue to watch reruns. Dudes love them so much that they go dressed as them for Halloween. And while we're talking about the Powerpuff Girls, I might as well mention a Japanese equivalent. Yep, Sailor Moon. That show has a fan base. A fan base that's gotta be at least like half dudes. I'll give you another spy. Kim Possible, great show. Oh, the bros love Kimmy P. No, seriously, I have yet to meet a guy in his 20s who doesn't think highly of this show. Made an entire generation of girls and boys be highly entertained watching a super spy go through the daily struggles of going through high school, all while trying to fit in and do the normal things a girl her age would be doing. I wanted to see her kill it at cheerleading tryouts, just so she could stick it to Bonnie, cause that bitch was annoying. Honorary mention to one of my favorite Jedi, Ahsoka Tano. Stand up. She's so fucking cool. Oh, from the mind of Dan Schneider, we got hits like iCarly, Sam and Cat, Victorious. Yo, I'm actually upset that I said it in that order. Sam and Cat was not Victorious. iCarly, Victorious, and then Sam and Cat. The grand poobah of TV shows, Game of Thrones. Now, with this one, there's an argument to be made that there's no real main character of Game of Thrones, but seeing as if we were to pick a main character of the TV show, one could argue that it is Daenerys. And even if there isn't, this show just has an abundance of great female characters that drive the story forward. And if for some reason someone wanted to say that Game of Thrones is not female-led, we got House of the Dragon for you, which is clearly led by a female lead in Rhaenyra Targaryen, a show that only looks like it's going to the stratosphere. The thing's going where Dogecoin couldn't. Betsy Higginbottom in The Mighty Bee, Tomb Raider. Seeing how men predominantly play video games, I'm not going out on a limb by saying most of the people who play the Tomb Raider series are men. Being a badass action hero, had a few good games, decent movie, and the list goes on. I didn't do that thought exercise just for shits and giggles, or to just see how many movies and shows I could name, but to illustrate the fact that men do indeed show up in droves for good, entertaining female leads. Just in case you missed it, I'm gonna go back and say that in bold for you. Good and entertaining. I think what made these female leads of old entertaining was the fact that the writing just focused on who they were as a character and highlighted and focused on that, instead of the writers using the fact that they were women as a heavy-handed prevalent character trait. An example of this would be Batgirl, pre-woke movement mind virus. Before, she'd probably carry out her role in whatever story she's in, fight some of Joker's goons, kick some ass, and at some point put her life on the line to save the life of an innocent person she doesn't know, and then keep it pushing and keep fighting crime as usual. Whereas now in 2024, Batgirl would fight the same goons, kick the same ass, lay her life on the line for somebody she doesn't know, but at the end of it would just drop some unprompted line that nobody asked for, saying some shit like how you don't call a man to do a woman's job. Or some random onlooker who witnessed the whole thing go down would say something like, wow, you're a hero. And she'd respond back, I'm not a hero, I'm a hero. Like, no, don't do that. Her male counterparts aren't saying anything like that. No one forgot she was a woman just then. In that instance, you're taking us out of the moment to tell us us that a woman did this and not the crime fighter that is Batgirl. You're killing the focus of her being a crime fighter just to put our attention on something we honestly don't care about. Her womanhood isn't what makes her appealing to comic book fans. You make her appealing by focusing on the fact that she is first and foremost a crime fighter, and then a genius, and then Commissioner Gordon's daughter, and another like 12 things before you get to woman, which is essentially, although not the only way, a pretty bare bones way of writing a good character, which is something that these modern day rewritings of powerful female strong characters have made a conscious effort not to do. As the kids say these days, these new female leads just hit different, or as people with common sense would say, they just suck. They like most of them just flat out suck. They are being written with absolute poverty. Like, I seriously think that if I was in one of these Hollywood writer rooms and I was like, all right guys, list off the top 3 things about She-Hulk that make her She-Hulk, or Batgirl, or Lara Croft, all these writers would put woman at number 1, when that is damn near the opposite direction you need to go in. She-Hulk is first and foremost a lawyer and then a superhero. Black Widow is a spy. Batgirl is a crime fighter and genius. Once you got the basis of that character down, you then work down the list of other reasons why the fans like them, and then you have a good story and character. Now, no one's saying that you can't make a female-led TV show or movie that's focusing on women's issues. You can do that if you have a predominantly female audience that goes to see your movie or show because of those reasons, and that's the message that they want to receive. But when an overwhelming majority of your audience are males who you need support from, yet for some crazy reason y'all decide to double down and keep putting it into their entertainment, that's where you begin to lose the focus of a lot of men. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And it's not that we generally don't care about these struggles or can share empathy in them, it's that we don't go to our comic books, movies, and overall entertainment media to hear that from. Like, if I go see a Spider-Man movie and he catches somebody from falling off a building, and when he puts them down he's talking about male solidarity and being stoic and being an emotional rock, and every 5 minutes or so he has a throwaway line referencing back to those points for seemingly no apparent reason but to just remind you that he's a dude, I'm not thinking, oh, that's good, I like that. Good point, Spidey, good point. I'm thinking, if you don't do a backflip, I didn't come to see that. Now, I'd hate to beat a dead horse, but this horse is actually kind of particularly fun to beat. A horse I don't get tired of beating. Hey, yo, pause.
Hey, yo!
But that's exactly what happened to She-Hulk. There's been so many video essays doing an autopsy on the TV show, so I'm not gonna go into extensive detail, but the general consensus is that show could have been a lot better if it focused on stuff that made She-Hulk She-Hulk. The show loses focus as to what makes the character cool and just likes to go back to the fact that this character is a woman and remind you of that constantly. Like, it should have honestly just focused on the courtroom drama that you get when it comes to defending superheroes in a real life court system and just generally doing superhero things. And I see that as fair because we don't like Batman because he's a man and he's not constantly reminding us in ways and telling us overtly, I'm a dude, these are dude problems. We like him because he's a kick-ass detective and amazing crime fighter. I know we get some love interest sprinkled in here and there, but I promise you the sale of Batman comics and overall interest in the character would not go down one bit if he never kissed Catwoman again or made a comment about what it feels like to be a man going through the world every day, because that's not the reason why people are interested in him. Tit for tat, man, tit for tat. We just wanna like more of the shit you give us to watch. Like, just Hollywood, dial it back just like a little bit, a tiny bit. No, but like, please stop this and completely overhaul what you're doing and head in the opposite direction and give us our IPs back so we can enjoy entertainment again. Or you could not and keep hemorrhaging money. Up to you. Like and sub. Bye.